jobs in the informal sector. The poorest 10% of the population is working for as low or lower than rupees 14,500 a month. Today, 93 million people in Pakistan, which is 40% of our population, lives below the poverty line, and 15 million people have been added to this list between 2018 and 2023. On the one hand, we have a historic economic crisis, and on the other hand, we have catastrophic climate crises that not only have an outsized impact on our economy, but also threaten the life and well-being of every Pakistani. Once in 100-year floods and droughts have become a seasonal affair. After the Arctic and the Antarctic, the largest presence of snow and ice in the Himalayan region, scientists have declared it is the third pole. Pakistan is undeniably a frontline state in the climate crisis. It is predicted that Pakistan's 241 million people will first be at risk of perpetual floods and ultimately perpetual droughts, despite Pakistan's carbon footprint being less than 1%. We need to completely reform Pakistan's development priorities, focus on climate resilience, adaptation, and energy transition. We can do this in a manner that leads to inclusive growth and generates green jobs, battling not only this climate crisis, but the rampant inflation, unemployment, and poverty as well. We must put ordinary working people, women, men, and the youth, center stage, empowering provinces, local governments, and communities, and protecting the most vulnerable. Our 10 pledges. Pledge number 1 is doubling real income, with an increase in the minimum wage in real terms by 8% every year. That is our pledge, that we will increase minimum wage in real terms by 8% every year to take it to a living wage. Double public investment, leading to large-scale increase in employment opportunities and thus reducing unemployment and underemployment. We will focus investment and jobs creation on the needs of communities. Public-private partnership in the social and productive sectors at the provincial and local levels. We will achieve major boost in private investment in the housing sector by the people at the bottom of the pyramid, by a massive increase in the private home ownership amongst the poorest of the poor. And reforms and investments in agriculture and small business will lead to growth in incomes and employment for the poorest. Our second pledge is our Green New Deal. We have a climate change-related investment will be undertaken in the public sector and the public-private partnership mode and by foreign direct investment. We aim to completely restructure Pakistan's development strategy, Pakistan's development agenda, Pakistan's PSDP, to tackle the climate crisis. Investment in Pakistan's public sector infrastructure, including roads, communication, health, irrigation, agriculture, with a focus on climate resilience. Once investments are made, it will unleash economic activity, generate employment opportunities, and prepare us for the impacts of climate change. Indigenous and green energy. Access to affordable electricity is a right. The existing system of pricing and distribution has failed our people. We will provide sustainable solutions to the energy crisis by providing electricity through indigenous sources and renewables. We will establish green energy parks across Pakistan through public-private partnership, providing off-grid power and green energy solutions for communities. In order to catalyze the energy transition, the poorest households will be given free electricity up to 300 units through solar generation, and this will be funded through carbon credits. Our third pledge, education for all. We will ensure schooling for all girls and boys of school-going age and implement Article 25A of the Constitution in letter and spirit. Ensure the provision of quality primary schools within 30 minutes travel time and quality middle and secondary schools within 60 minutes travel time in all communities. Stipends will be provided for school-going children in rural and low-income urban communities. And we will establish, inshallah, we will establish a university in every district of Pakistan. Our fourth pledge is healthcare for all. We believe that there's nothing more important than the health of a nation, and to this end, we will extend health initiatives already in place in Sindh across Pakistan. We will provide free primary health care and medicines across the country to the needy. Ensure all basic health units are fully operational. Provide free treatment for chronic disease. Chronic diseases, diseases of the heart, diseases of liver, kidney, through public sector as well as through the public-private partnership model. Our fifth pledge is housing as a right. Housing for the poor, the landless, and the working class. Schemes covering rural and low-income urban areas in all provinces and regions. Modeled on the success of historic initiatives such as the Punjab Marhala scheme and the ongoing Sindh People's Housing Program for flood effectives. Families without ownership will be covered. At least 3 million climate-resilient homes will be built, and women heads of households will get the legal titles, the land rights of these properties. Kutchi Abadis across the country will be regularized, and the inhabitants will get ownership rights. They will also get their Malakana hukuk. People living in the Kacha area, जहाँ से आजकल ये जो law and order situation है, उनको हम दावत देते हैं, उनको हम कहते हैं कि हम आपको मेन स्ट्रीम में लेकर आना चाहते हैं. आप ये हथियार छोड़ दे, ये वायलेंस करना छोड़ दे, आप पुरअमन तरीके से मुआशरे में आए, और मैं इंशाअल्लाह ताला आपके ख़वातीन को भी कच्चे में मालिकाना हुकूक दिलवाऊंगा. We will, and by harnessing public and private sector, we will be harnessing the public and private sector for home loans and mortgages for working people and for the lower middle class. ताकि एक तो हम गरीब तरीन लोगों के लिए पक्का घर बनाएंगे, मालिकाना हुकूक देंगे, मगर उनके पास जो मेहनत करने वाले लोग हैं, जो सफ़ेद पोश तबका है, उनके लिए हम समझते हैं कि मुल्क भर में अब बहुत महंगा हो चुका है घर लेना, बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है घर लेना। तो हम चाहते हैं कि ख़ास तौर पे वो उन नौजवानों के लिए जो नया नया अपना रोज़गार कर रहे हैं, या पहला एक ख्वाहिश होता है कि वो अपने लिए एक घर ले अपने ख़ानदान के लिए, तो उसमें हम चाहते हैं कि जो डिज़र्विंग लोग हैं उनको हुकूमत मदद करे, और हम प्राइवेट सेक्टर और पब्लिक सेक्टर को मोबिलाइज करके टारगेट ये कर्ज दिलवाए उनको, मॉर्टगेज दिलवाए उनको, ताकि वो अपने लिए वो अपना घर ले सके। सिक्स्थ जो हमारा सिक्स्थ प्लेज है वो गुर्बत मिटाओ, बेनज़ीर इनकम सपोर्ट expansion. We will expand the Benazir Income Support Program network to provide much needed support to additional citizens who have fallen below the poverty line because of the unprecedented inflation and unemployment we are experiencing. In addition to poverty-based cash transfers, we will expand the following: Wasila-e-Haq, Wasila-e-Taaleem, Wasila-e-Rozgar, and Wasila-e-Sehat. Wasila-e-Haq ke through a program, the program to provide micro loans bila sood karze to women with a view to enhance small business and entrepreneurship among the underprivileged so they can break out of the cycle of poverty. We have successfully implemented this in Sindh with the People's Poverty Reduction Program through implementation partners like the SRSO. Wasila-e-Taaleem, the program is to provide a top-up cash transfer per eligible child in the household with no upper limit on the number of children per household who are eligible for the program. Recipients of the Wasila-e-Taaleem transfer will remain conditional on maintaining a minimum 70% attendance rate. तालीमी इदारे में स्कूल में आपका अटेंडेंस रेट जो है उसको 70% होना पड़ेगा ताकि ये वसीला-ए-तालीम उनको मिले। वसीला-ए-रोज़गार में the program is to provide vocational training to a number of beneficiary families. The target beneficiaries will be offered up to 1-year training option that match their personal circumstances and self-employment opportunities that exist within their district. Wasila-e-Sehat ke through inhi khandanon ko we want to provide the program to provide a protection against catastrophic health expenditure to registered beneficiaries all across the country. Sindh में तो हमने मुफ्त सेहत के इदारे खड़े किए हैं, बाकी मुल्क में ये ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल नहीं हैं, और हम समझते हैं कि इसके बजाय कि तमाम लोगों को कोई सेहत कार्ड देने के, कि हम उन गरीब तरीन लोगों को जिनका हक बनता है उनको हम पूरी तरीके से कवर करें। तो ये हमारा गुर्बत मिटाओ बेनज़ीर इनकम सपोर्ट प्रोग्राम के सिलसिले में जो हमारे वादे हैं। उसके बाद और वादे भी हैं। Number 7, किसान खुशहाल पाकिस्तान। सॉरी, वैसे तो हम कहते हैं किसान खुशहाल तो मुल्क खुशहाल, लेकिन ये हमारा वादा है कि खुशहाल किसान तो खुशहाल पाकिस्तान। Agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and we will need to invest heavily in the farming sector and particularly small farmers. To this end, we will commit the following: the recognition of small farmers, Kisan, Hari, male and female agricultural workers as stakeholders in agriculture through registration with the Hari card and the Kisan card. Targeted, तमाम जो छोटे जो हारी होते हैं, छोटे ज़मींदार होते हैं, छोटे किसान होते हैं, उन सब को हम उनका रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाएंगे और उनको हम हारी कार्ड दिलवाएंगे। And then through this card, फिर इस कार्ड के थ्रू हम टारगेटेड इंटरवेंशंस करेंगे। जो कि डायरेक्टली किसान तक पहुंचे, डायरेक्टली किसान के हाथ में, किसान की जेब में ये मदद दिया जाए। इस कार्ड के थ्रू अगर हमने हाई क्वालिटी सीड्स को सब्सिडाइज करना है तो हम कार्ड के थ्रू करेंगे, अगर हमने डीएपी और यूरिया को सब्सिडाइज करना है तो हम कार्ड के थ्रू इंशाल्लाह ताला करेंगे। हम आपको इस कार्ड के थ्रू आपके प्रोडक्ट्स के मार्केटिंग और प्रोड्यूस में भी मदद करेंगे। लैंड इंप्रूवमेंट एंड वाटर मैनेजमेंट के लिए मदद किसान कार्ड के थ्रू, हारी कार्ड के थ्रू मिलेगा। लाइफ स्टॉक एक्सटेंशन सर्विसेज भी हारी कार्ड के थ्रू, किसान कार्ड के थ्रू फैसिलिटी मिलेगा। क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस, जो मौसमी तब्दीली की वजह से कभी ये सैलाब आ जाता है, तो कभी ड्राउट है, कभी ज्यादा गर्मी है, तो कभी बहुत ठंड है, उसके लिए अब हमें अडेप्ट होना है। जो मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं उसका सपोर्ट अगर हमने छोटे ज़मींदारों को, छोटे किसानों को पहुंचाना है तो वो भी हम डायरेक्टली किसान कार्ड के थ्रू उनको मदद पहुंचाएंगे ताकि वो सहूलत ले सके। साथ साथ जो ये कुदरती आफत है, चाहे वो सैलाब हो, चाहे वो ड्राउट हो, या ये लोकस्ट का भी हमारा एक हमले हुए थे, तो हम चाहते हैं कि ख़ास तौर पे जो गरीब, जो छोटे किसान हैं, जो हारी है, उनके लिए हम क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस का सहूलत इस हारी कार्ड के थ्रू उनको दिलवाना चाहते हैं, ताकि अगर किसी साल में कोई नुकसान हुआ और उनको अगर हमारा बेनज़ीर हारी कार्ड के थ्रू ये वो रजिस्टर्ड है, तो नुकसान उठाने के बजाय उनका क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस वो नुकसान जो है वो कवर करें। And then we also want to promote diversity in crop and ensure crop support prices for various crops. We also want to reform of the tenancy and labor laws to boost agriculture investment, leading to inclusive growth. तो वो किसानों के लिए हमारा वादा। फिर उसके बाद मजदूरों के लिए, मजदूर को मेहनत का सिला हम दिलवाना चाह रहे हैं, ये हमारा वादा है। और informal sector workers continue to lack job security and structured access to social protection. To facilitate them, we aim to guarantee a wage commemorative to their work, working towards a living wage for all. Registration of all workers, including the informal sector, those self-employed and agricultural workers, for social protection. And then through the Mazdoor card, they will be able to avail pensions, disability benefits, old age benefits, health insurance, school fees, जो भी तमाम दो मजदूरों को सहूलत उनका हक जो है, उनको हम डायरेक्टली बेनज़ीर मजदूर कार्ड के थ्रू ये तमाम सहूलतें पहुंचाएंगे। माजी में जो कोई आप अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हैं तो फिर वो वहाँ से वो इंडस्ट्री से पैसा लेके फिर EOBI और वो पेंशन का सिलसिला और सब कुछ तो चलता रहता है। अब हम क्या चाहते हैं कि मजदूर कार्ड के थ्रू कि जो भी मेहनत करने